Crash course on the Great Depression. Will we another Great Depression, recession soon? The Great Depression was a severe worldwide economic depression that lasted from 1929 to 1939. It was the longest, deepest, and most widespread depression of the 20th century. It started in the United States but quickly spread to other countries, leading to a global economic downturn. Causes of the Great Depression. 1. Stock market crash of 1929. This was a significant factor that triggered the Great Depression. Stock prices plummeted, leading to panic selling, and investors lost their life savings. 2. Bank failures. Banks collapsed during the Great Depression, leading to the loss of people's savings. This caused a further decline in consumer spending and investment. 3. Reduction in international trade. International trade was greatly reduced, and this caused a further decline in the global economy. 4. Overproduction. The rapid increase in production and consumption led to overproduction of goods, which caused a decline in demand and prices. The Great Depression was a severe worldwide economic downturn that lasted from 1929 to 1939. It had a profound impact on the global economy and caused numerous negative effects that lasted for many years. Here are the top 10 well-known negative effects of the Great Depression. 1. Unemployment. The Great Depression led to a significant increase in unemployment rates, with many people losing their jobs and being unable to find work. 2. Poverty. Poverty rates rose significantly during the Great Depression, with many people unable to afford basic necessities such as food, shelter, and clothing. 3. Bank failures. Many banks collapsed during the Great Depression, leading to the loss of people's savings and causing further economic instability. 4. Decline in production. Production rates declined significantly during the Great Depression, with many businesses closing down and causing a further decline in the economy. 5. Reduction in international trade. International trade was greatly reduced during the Great Depression, leading to a decline in global economic activity. 6. Homelessness. The Great Depression led to a significant increase in homelessness, with many people losing their homes and being unable to find affordable housing. 7. Decline in consumer spending. Consumer spending declined significantly during the Great Depression, leading to a further decline in the economy and causing many businesses to close down. 8. Political instability. The Great Depression caused significant political instability in many countries, with many people turning to extremist political ideologies. 9. Health problems. The Great Depression led to an increase in health problems, with many people unable to afford health care and basic medical treatments. 10. Psychological effects. The Great Depression had a profound psychological impact on many people, with many experiencing feelings of hopelessness, anxiety, and depression. 11. Agricultural collapse. The Great Depression led to a collapse in the agricultural sector, with many farmers unable to sell their crops and livestock due to falling prices and reduced demand. 12. Migration and displacement. The Great Depression caused significant migration and displacement, with many people moving from rural areas to urban centers in search of work. This led to overcrowding, poor living conditions, and social unrest in many cities. Additionally, many people were forced to migrate to other countries in search of work, leading to increased competition for jobs and resources. Here are 5 interesting examples of how the common people suffered during the Great Depression. A. Breadlines. Breadlines were a common sight during the Great Depression, with people lining up for hours to receive a piece of bread or a bowl of soup. In some cities, entire families would sleep on the streets to be near the breadlines and ensure they would get something to eat. B. Hoovervilles. These were makeshift shantytowns made of cardboard, tin, and other scavenged materials, named after President Herbert Hoover. They were often set up on the outskirts of cities and were home to thousands of people who had lost their homes and jobs. C. Dust Bowl. The Dust Bowl was a period of severe dust storms and soil erosion in the Great Plains region of the United States. Farmers were unable to grow crops, and many were forced to abandon their farms and migrate to other areas in search of work. D. Evictions. Landlords and banks frequently evicted families from their homes during the Great Depression. Often, people would return home from work to find their belongings on the street, and they would have to seek shelter elsewhere. E. Unemployment. Unemployment rates skyrocketed during the Great Depression, reaching as high as 25%. This meant that many people were unable to find work, leading to widespread poverty and hardship. In some cases, people would travel across the country in search of work, only to find that there were no jobs available. Health issues. With little access to health care, many people suffered from health problems during the Great Depression. Malnutrition was common, leading to diseases such as rickets and scurvy. In addition, mental health issues such as anxiety and depression were widespread. Educational setbacks. With families struggling to make ends meet, many children were forced to drop out of school and work to help support their families. This meant that they missed out on valuable educational opportunities and may have been unable to achieve their full potential. Social stigma. People who were unemployed or homeless during the Great Depression were often viewed with suspicion and stigmatized by society. They were seen as failures and often blamed for their own misfortune, rather than recognized as victims of wider economic forces. This added to their sense of isolation and despair. In conclusion, the Great Depression had numerous negative effects that lasted for many years. It led to significant economic and social problems, causing many people to suffer greatly. However, it also led to important changes in economic policies and helped to lay the foundations for a more stable and prosperous future. Here is a poem on the Great Depression. The Great Depression was a time of pain, when poverty spread like a vicious stain. Unemployment soared and hopes were dashed, and many lives were utterly smashed. Banks failed and farms were left to rot. People were homeless, with no place to squat. Despair filled hearts, as fortune sank, and lives were shattered, like pieces of glass, blank. The world was plunged into darkness and gloom, and people felt they had no room to move or breathe, or find a way out of the mess that led them astray. Today we face new challenges and strife. A global pandemic, causing much strife. Economies crumble and jobs are lost, and many lives are now double-crossed. It's time to learn from the past and take heed. To the lessons of the Great Depression, we must heed. We need to come together and act with care, to ensure that everyone is given a fair share. Let us not repeat the mistakes of the past, but work towards a future that will last. A future that's bright, just, and kind, for all people, no matter their kind. We hope this video has given you a taste of all the incredible experiences America has to offer. If you're ready to start planning your own adventure to North America, please ensure to use our Booking.com referral link. https://www.booking.com/index.html?8=7989335 to book your flights, hotels, car rentals, local attractions, and more. It's an easy and kind way to support this channel and make sure you get the best possible deals on your trip.